One thing I really want to say, and I want to make this very clear to all my viewers out there, I love hip-hop. I sometimes feel bad for criticizing hip-hop, but I guess what I'm trying to do is to get us men to just take a hard look at ourselves.
This is Dave Corvid McCallum, live on location at the Van City Cinema for ABORT TV, and we're here with Byron Hurt and Canadian hip-hop legend Maestro and the one and only Mr. Chuck D, Public Enemy. Right on. And we are here at the screening of Hip Hop Beyond Beats and Rhymes, a film that investigates issues of sexism, masculinity, homophobia in hip-hop, and it's very incendiary film that doesn't pull any punches. There are some fairly controversial things said by artists like Busta Rhymes, Jadakiss. Have you gotten word back from them after this? What has been their response?
I have not. I have not. I mean, I've gotten feedback from some of the artists in the film, like Chuck and Talib Kweli and Mos Def and other rappers, but I have not really gotten any feedback from Busta Rhymes or from Jadakiss or Fat Joe. I'm assuming that Busta Rhymes has had to have heard about it at the very least by this point. But overall, though, I think that the positive feedback that I got from the film just shows that, you know, it was just a film whose time had come, and people were really, you know, waiting to see this kind of documentary, you know, about those issues in the film.
Chuck, you're featured very prominently in the film. Your commentary kind of runs through and provides a sort of a thread that holds it all together. As far as the development of hip-hop culture, to a lot of people, you're seen as a representative of a golden era of hip-hop culture when the consciousness was much more attuned to political, social realities. How do you see that? Like, what kind of artists right now are on your radar that you feel are still reflecting that consciousness in hip-hop, and where is that part of the culture, you know, since it's not in the mainstream?
Well, I think artists that have been around for a very long time to continue to kind of have their thoughts close to what they've said in their songs, like a De La Soul or in the Roots, or like a Dead Prez, and you know, I mean, you know, they're not afraid to say what they have to say, and they're not afraid to go anywhere in the world without 955,000 bodyguards. So we tell people that, you know, you have to come out and just be fearless in your own belief and not have somebody else's belief imposed upon you to make you say something else that you necessarily never believed in the first place. And you know, this is something that I've been saying to artists for a very long time, is that be who you are, and don't be into the thing just because maybe your lawyer, your record company told you, because you're stuck with yourself for the rest of your life, not a contract.
I think we concentrate on what's going on right now because this is the culture that we're dealing with right now. As hip-hop, a lot of times the artists get the blame, but I don't think that was the real brainchild of where this started. Not just misogyny, I'm talking about all kinds of, if you want to call it from a spiritual perspective, demonic strongholds or whatever, you know what I'm saying? It's like you could look back, and it's not, you could look at soca music, you could look back at dance hall, understand what I'm saying? But because hip hop is the most popular form of music, popular form of communication, we're all eyes are on this form right now that we're a part of, which we will defend to some capacity and be men enough to say, you know what, this is wrong. So although I believe in this culture and I'm a part of this, not everything that says hip-hop represents me. You know what I'm saying? And that takes courage, like Chuck said. And that takes courage, like Byron said, to be like, you know what, let me make this documentary saying, yeah, I am hip-hop, but just because it says hip-hop, I don't have to agree with every single thing within this hip-hop umbrella.
Why is hip-hop still seen as a predominantly masculine form? Why are there so few women in the forefront?
Well, I mean, in a country where you know, my longtime friend Michie Mee would tell me about the gathering of a female MC collective that was taking place for years in Toronto, and I would always say, well, how come this isn't taking place in the United States? It seems like a corporate takeover got into hip-hop, extracted the DNA of what works financially, and just kept going on with that, to the point where it's easy to forget that the second hip-hop record ever was on Sugar Hill Records as The Sequence. which they did Funk You Up, and that was a female hip-hop trio.
Right.
And then that led on to a tradition that people say Salt and Pepper, Oaktown 357, and then all of a sudden when the corporations moved in to extract the DNA of what really works to get big numbers, then the female equation was pushed to the side. And then we've had like elements of soloists like Light and Latifah, but then later on, you know, it moved into the Little Kims, into the other solo females. And I think once you even look at that, once women get soloed out to the point of, as individuals, can they actually rise or raise against the misogyny that's not just in the business but also in society? I think it makes it harder. I just think that collectively women have to come together, more teams. Matter of fact, I believe that there needs to be more groups out there, period. We've seen the disappearance of the groups over the last 10 years where individuals, it makes sense for business structure because it financially favors that situation, but even that's disappearing.
I would say in America and around the world, it operates in a system of patriarchy and sexism, and that's the bottom line. And that system of patriarchy makes it very, very difficult for women to thrive, successfully, unfettered, by male control, and men sort of being the kingmaker, men being the image maker. And that sort of thing.
Really, whether it's a person singing or whatever, it's about belief structure in order to create a fanatic. Mm-hmm. And I think the person that has the courage to come out like that, you'll find out they'll have a bigger demographic than the person who's fronting trying to find a demographic. Because I think the thing that's disappeared in rap music and hip hop is the thing that somebody said, okay, what do you believe and what's your topic? And I don't need to hear your topic 12 times. I need you to really seriously be about it, what you say you about. Yeah. But now, they're looking at what there used to be Canadian numbers in America, which is not satisfactory for a business to create. So now they're saying, well, now it's not about my numbers that I sell. It's about the ringtones that we might have. It's about the hits that you might have. So everything is evening out, Wes. And so now it's got to be like, okay, when you come into an event, are you going to turn that event out with people that believe in what you're saying? Or are you just going to go into the event and do what 1,000 other people can do?
Well, thanks so much, guys. We've got to wrap this up, but I will say Battered Women's Support Services, bwss.org, website for the movie.
www.bhurt.com.
Bhurt, and Slam Jams?
Slam Jams and PublicEnemy.com.
Right on. Maestro?
Coming to you soon.
Right on. Thanks so much, guys.
Thank you.
Real honor.
Paralyzed by the way the lies pay, listen guys, listen to the cries in the valley of lost souls. Night falls early and time flies when you're fucked up, trust up, rotten, covered in flies. Just a lost, ill-begotten runaway child soaking on the streets of the downtown east side. Least likely to be the princess bride. Pretty woman in a rich gear by your side. They want to take you for a ride. At the end of it, you die face down, hose up, and pimps rule the town. No better than to point a finger or smell the stench of death, but don't let it linger. No stranger to the anger, but sorrow will never lead me to a better day. You're never gonna make me a believer till the river of blood stops flowing from the false deceiver and the mud sown with seas. Turns to a field of flowers that don't fill the needs of humanity, but never in the city. It's a distant sorcery. The force of evil has no pity. Paralyzed by the way the lies pay.